20 years down in Laban's house, and he's down here, and he's come back. And you know how he came back? After 20 years, still worried that his brother's going to hurt him. And he has appeased his brother. All of that's taken care of now. And the stress of relationship, the stresses of life seem to be over to him now. Isn't it something when you go through a lot of things, when you hit that sweet spot, it feels good, doesn't it? You know how you prayed through the struggle.
Yes, yes.
You know how you fasted through the struggle.
Yes.
You called your prayer partners through the struggle and said, pray with me at 12 about this thing. But now the struggle's over. And Jacob has relaxed. I wonder, is there anybody in here that can admit to yourself that you have somewhat relaxed? That I'm not pressed for God like I used to be. I'm not as attentive to God as I used to be. I don't fight through situations like I used to do. I don't pray nearly like I used to do. I don't even come to prayer service anymore. So many things have slipped that I used to do in my struggle. And Jacob is out of his struggle right now. His worst fear was that his brother would kill him when he came back. But that's over now. He and his brother's okay. So Jacob has relaxed, and Jacob has taken in servants and different ones who serve different gods. He has a company now that's not a God-given company. Anybody know what I'm talking about? When you stayed around certain people when you needed God to be a blessing to you. But those same people don't mean that much to you today because you don't need what they bring to the table.
That's right, that's right, that's right. That's right.
See, what they bring to the table now is not necessary because I'm past that place.
That's right, amen.
I'm not praying for God to give me a career. I got one. I'm not praying for a husband. I got one. I'm not praying for family because I got one. I'm in here now trying to enjoy the spoils of life. And enjoying the spoils of life, I have invited others into my life that don't believe like in my God, but they know where the best eating places are. They know where the vacation spots are. They can get great rates on hotels, can't they? They can go everywhere with you but church, but that's no big deal because I'm not that hot for church anyway. See, it can happen after the struggle. And guess what? You didn't mean for it to. Your success just gave you options. Now you got A, B, C, and D. And oh yeah, I gotta get down to G because that's where God is. Because I've got just that many options. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Anybody? Don't worry about it. I'm not talking about you. I'm really not. Because this is a thing, it'll come out in the text. There's some things that only the individual can decide for themselves. You can't fix it. You can't change it. They have to make that choice for themselves. But God is here. Jacob has gotten comfortable. He's accomplished now. And so God comes to him. And you know, the irony in this is that he comes to him. God said unto Jacob, arise, go up to Bethel. And back in, I think, chapter 32, it might have been when Jacob's name got changed to Israel. But he's still being called Jacob. He's still being called Jacob. Because it's kind of indicative of the struggle we're in. See, because you got a new man, but that old man's still there. And I don't care how saved you think you are, there are times you're gonna be Leon, but other times you're gonna be man. And still reminded that even though I'm saved, I still got my old baggage attached. I could, if I'm not careful, be carrying a dead man on my back. See, too often we lose sight of the fact that just because he saved me, that old David's still lingering around somewhere. And if I feed the wrong one, see, we have forgotten that even though we're Israel now, we still have Jacob, and much of what we're doing in our lives hasn't been feeding Israel, it's been feeding Jacob. Now you're wondering why Jacob's voice is the loudest. It's because Jacob is the strongest. Who around you is capable of feeding your Israel? Who do you spend time with that can put accent on Israel? Or are you around a lot of people that just feed your Jacob? I mean, it's something to think about, because trust me, I don't care how much you speak in tongues, Jacob's still there. And whoever you feed is going to be in control. And God comes here and calls him Jacob. What would he call you today? If he spoke to you directly, would he be speaking to the saved you or the unregenerate you? Because so often we've been in the right place, but you can tell when you're messing up, because you can be in the right place, but you're going to find people that satisfy what you want to feel. You already got some people you know if you get in trouble that you're going to get them to pray. But you also got another group of people that when you're ready to play, you know they'll play. Come on now. Don't act like I'm speaking Greek. I guess I am. It's New Testament. That's Greek, right? But it's time now to recognize Jacob is right there. And I looked at my life and I see so many of my activities inadvertently feed Jacob. My everyday life, if I'm not careful, and particular to be sure that I feed my Israel, he will starve most days. If I can't find a way to take some study time and some prayer time, he will starve, because everything else in my life is geared around Jacob. Let me keep it moving. But he's here, tells him, look, to get up, to go up, and then to build up. He told him to arise, go up to Bethel, and dwell there, and make there an altar. Unto me, he's saying, make an altar. He says, why am I making this altar? God says, I want you to make an altar because I want you to remember what I did in the day of your need. You knew how to call me when Esau was chasing you. You knew how to contact me every time you had a serious need. You knew how to get in touch with me. But we haven't talked for a while now. And now we get these 5-minute conversations. We used to spend hours together. But now, because everything's good now, you have forgotten who it was that brought you through. Because you no longer have the struggle, you have forgotten the struggle, and in forgetting the struggle, you forgot who fixed the struggle. We are so quick to dismiss our bad occasions, we don't want to remember them, but we forget who brought us out of the bad. He says, remember the one that brought you when you were on the run, when you couldn't even stay in your own home because your brother was after you. Who rescued you? Who kept you leaving, and who brought you back? I was the guard on the way down, and I'm the same one that brought you back. But what did I sometimes God feels so lonely.
Yeah.
Because after all I've done to birth sons and daughters, they don't want to be in the family. That could be a hurtful thing. Imagine with Adam and Eve having birthed them, and now to find out I had a people that I could communicate with, now I'm back to talking to myself again. Because they can't even receive the word because they're not ready. But he's here and he's telling him what to do. And to do it for the God who was there when you needed him. Can anybody remember that time in here? That there was a time when you needed him. Not that we don't now. We still do. We just don't recognize it now because we have a lot more resources. But he says, remember the God that was there when nobody else was. When nothing else could help. Who did you call then? Who did you trust then? Who worked it out then? And he tells Jacob this, right? And look at what Jacob does. He goes back home. He says unto his household and to all that were with him, put away the strange gods that are among you. And be clean, he says here. Now, the irony in this is this. We always think that coming back to God means moving external things. But in this case, it was so. Guess why? Because Jacob all the time knows they are strange gods. And he hasn't done anything about it. Now, how many strange gods do you know in your home right now? And because God hasn't said anything, I just leave it like it is. What's a strange God? Anything that rivals the attention that you give to God. That's your strange God. Now, with that definition in mind, how many strange gods are in your home right now? See, it wasn't so much that the other things they had. He said for you to be clean. He says for you to change your garments. We place a lot of emphasis on the garments and on the being clean, but we forget what defiled the garments and them was the strange gods. That means that nothing you have can be appropriate as long as you have something before him. We accentuate the fact that he had to change the clothes and they had to be clean. Yeah, because they were defiled by strange gods. Somebody had gotten in their ear and led them to believe that it was all right to do things this way. What negative influences are in your life? What little subtle things have you picked up that you're having a time trying to sit back down? You know, I laugh at my daughter them sometimes, and I tell them about certain programs on TV. And I say certain things to them because it's easy to get connected, isn't it? Now try to get detached. Try to get detached. Rush, you like the fish, don't you? Fun in there. Try to get detached. What else you like? You like the bowl? Try to get detached. Robert, you like basketball? Nice, isn't it? What would happen if you had a game right now? Try to get detached. There are so many strange gods that we had that we never label gods, but they rival him for our attention. And he's saying that strange God has now defiled the person that you are. You are no longer clean you have allowed this thing to stand in my place. Strange gods. How many strange gods might be in here right now?